and Fit dropped this video today. It's called Exposing Daisy Ching Chen. For anyone who's not familiar with the whole story, I'm not going to repeat it, but essentially, Fresh got some 304 pregnant named Daisy. She was at one point keeping the baby, and he was like basically suggesting he's going to be a deadbeat father. Now she's getting an abortion, it seems like, but it exposed the hypocrisy of Fresh saying, Fresh and Fit saying, yo, don't take these 304 seriously, which is exactly what he did. Okay, so before I haven't watched this response, but I wrote out what I think are the big points that Fresh needs to address. So if they're going to seriously, if they address most of these points, I will give them credit. So typically, what they do is they use red herrings and they argue against things that no one is even claiming or cares about. So here is the things that I think need to be discussed. How did she? Okay, so how did Daisy go from being an upstanding citizen with rich parents who could have never been let in the country if she was shady to a criminal escort? So Myron needs to explain that discretion. How at one point he was saying, "No, guys, she's not an escort. She's otherwise she would have never gotten in the country. It's a very strict background process." To now she's a criminal escort. That's one thing that needs to be explained. If she was a criminal, then how would she pass the background check that you guys say she did, right? Those two things are also a contradiction. Why is Fresh so grossly responsible and straight up lying to a woman to get them an abortion? I'm talking about not even so much Daisy. I'm talking about the video Abba and Preach did, where Fresh essentially bragging about tricking a girl into getting an abortion. So essentially, in the past, like I guess a few years ago, he got some chick pregnant, and then she was, I guess, interested in keeping the baby. And he basically just fucking lied to her and said, yeah, we can have kids in the future, but I think right now it can ruin our relationship. So he basically just completely misled her and lied to her, implying there's going to be a relationship, that they might have kids later. He took her to McDonald's, and then he completely ghosted on her. His words, not mine. Okay. Why did Fresh do the opposite of what you guys preach by taking a girl seriously who's a 304? They said cheating is a girl who's posting thirst trap photos. They've said this. Daisy was very clearly doing that after they got in a relationship. So you're contradicting the stuff that you're saying. Fresh lying about paying for the bracelet. That's a big one that needs to be addressed. I haven't seen them address it at all. So Fresh lied about spending $15,000 on a bracelet for Daisy. So that needs to be addressed. Why is Fresh law bombing this girl and taking her to meet his mom, given the fact that she's a 4? And the advice from Fresh and Fit is to move slow and not rush in. Now, I do agree with the advice that you should play things slow and not rush into things. So, but that's what they say as well. So why is he, again, telling her he loves her, taking her to meet his mom, his grandma? That's a contradiction. Then there's 4 smaller points that I don't expect them to address, but it would be good if they did. Why would they bring a lawyer on who tells them not to do this, not to basically talk public about the situation, and then completely ignore that advice a few times a few weeks later? So they brought the first reaction, they brought a lawyer on who essentially like, you guys can't talk about this. No, I'm your lawyer. Don't say anything. And then like literally they just proceed to completely ignore his advice. That makes no sense. Why did Myron dox the girl by giving away her full name, right? Why did he do that? Why did Myron say he's going to snitch on her to the INS? So immigration authority, essentially. I forget if it's INS or something else, but yeah, like why? Like, are we encouraging snitching now? Like, I understand that she's like fucking. I don't know. She like if someone stole from you, yeah, of course, report them to the government. But why is Myron saying he's going to go out of his way to report her to immigration to get her deported? That just seems like basically snitching. And why did they get Daisy's Instagram taken down? Now, this one I cannot 100% prove, but I'll share the circumstantial evidence, which I think is strong. So number one is, remember when Fresh and Fit was doing the false copyright strikes? This was about a few years ago. So right around that time, me and 4 or 5 other people who were critical of Fresh and Fit all lost our Instagrams for the same exact reason. The reason was impersonation. So basically, Instagram took down my account for impersonating myself. And there was 4 other people, all who were critical of Fresh and Fit, who all lost their account for the same reason within a week. Now, later I found out the way this works is they'll use a guy who has they'll buy a hacker will buy an account that has a blue check mark. Back when blue check marks used to actually mean anything, you can't really do this anymore. And then they would change it to photos of you and then report your actual account for impersonation. So Daisy has said that she, right around the time this conflict started, she got her Instagram taken down for the same reason. Now, if it was just Daisy saying that, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know, like whatever. I'm not even going to bring this up. But given the fact that that's their MO, that's what happened to me and a bunch of other guys, and given the fact that it's the same reason, which is impersonation, yeah, that seems highly sus to me. But can't prove that. All right, so let's just circumstantial evidence. So, Laura, let's take a look at this, bro. Fresh and fit, fresh and grift are world-class professional scam artists. I lose brain cells when I hear them talk. I don't get how people follow these guys. Very true. I don't understand it either. Well, actually, I do understand it. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me. But I think it's because fresh and fit provide number one kind of like rage porn, where it's like, yeah, this fucking girl, dumb bimbo gets dunked on, and number two, the things they say take responsibility away from the guy in some ways, not in all ways, but in some ways. Hey, it's not your fault that you can't find a good girl in the West. It's because all these girls are 304s, that type of thing. Okay, let's get into this. Okay, the fucking trailer's like 5 minutes long now, 6 minutes long. Jesus Christ. They have a fucking 7 minute trailer. It's insane. All right, fresh is fresh out of hiding. We're fucking 8 minutes in, and their whole intro is still going on. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, 8 minutes.
As usual, guys, rumble.com/fresh and fit. As you guys know, that's the home base for the Fresh and Fit podcast. So if we ever get canceled, you know exactly where to find us. I know a bunch of you guys message me on Twitter and stuff. Hey, where are the videos? I don't see the after hours videos. They're all on Rumble, guys. Rumble.com/fresh and fit. All of the videos are there. So if you see a video that we streamed on here, and then for some,
let me address a comment real quick. Funny how literally everyone who's selling anything is called a grifter. There's an element of truth to what you're saying. It does seem like anyone who has any kind of business is called a grifter. But the question is it a reasonable statement that they're a grifter? So for someone like me, for example, you see that I do the stuff I say. Like there's never been a case where it's like, oh, Alex says this thing as doing something totally different, maybe with minor relevant things, but not with anything significant. I live the kind of lifestyle that I talk about, essentially, more or less, right? And that has changed over years, but I'm still extremely congruent to what I say. Versus with Fresh and Fit, number one, it seems like they don't live the lifestyle they claim or the advice they give. Number two, is they have like 10 different ways to make money. And number three, it seems like all they care about is making money instead of really helping people, because otherwise they would not charge people for meetups. Like, I'm going to have my 200K party. You know how much I'm going to charge for people to go there? Zero. Right? Because it's like, I want to meet my fans. But again, every time they have a party, it costs money and all that shit. I could go on and on. But yeah, let's keep going.
odd reason it's gone, it's going to be on Rumble or on locals. And obviously we're kind of clean up the channel and everything else like that. So,
and also pay attention to all the things I said. How many of them are going to get addressed?
Make sure to go to the home base, and then also CouchClub.tv, where we have all the behind the scenes content over there. But let's just cut right to the chase, man, because as far as this Daisy chick goes, man,
I've got you in my sights.
And to be honest with y'all, I really didn't want to do any of this. I didn't really want to have to go public with this stuff. I didn't want to have to do these videos. You guys know me. I don't necessarily like to do drama anytime I'm doing it.
Dude, my man, you literally did a video 2 weeks ago where you called her an escort scammer. What do you mean you don't want to do this? You look like you were very excited to do that video. I don't know why he says that.
Video like this is typically to respond to some ridiculous accusations. But at this point, this woman has tried to destroy my partner's name, brand, credibility, character, and I'm just not gonna.
It's not just your partners; it's your whole. It's both of you. She also has done damage not only to Fresh but to you by calling you a hypocrite, by sharing the stories about you not fucking blah. Anyway, I'm not going to get into the gossip part because I don't know, I can't verify that. But she's made quite a few claims about Myron as well, and I can personally totally believe them, but I can't prove them, so therefore I'm not going to repeat them.
Stand for it, especially in the face of blatant lies for her own personal gain, right? So we're going to systematically just go through this. She's told you guys a bunch of lies, and we're going to point out the discrepancies. And
okay, hopefully they actually address the things I brought up, or like at least half of them.
You guys can go ahead and decide who you think is telling the truth here, but I got a bunch of evidence, a bunch of facts here, and facts don't care about feelings. So let's go ahead and give a quick little recap here about who this chick is, okay? So as you guys know, thank you very much. Fresh was dealing with this girl, Daisy. He met her back in November. They've spent approximately 21 days total together. They've known each other for a few months, but she goes back and forth between.
Okay, so this is a very disgenuine framing right there. He's trying to minimize their quote unquote relationship. Oh, it was only 21 days. Let's just use some common sense here. Let's just go back to when I met Natty. We would hang out maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, so maybe 3 times a month. right? So you could say that me and Natty were, hooking up for a year, or I could say we were hooking up for like 35 days, right? Do you see the framing here, right? Because it's not like you just go from not seeing that person to hang out with them. Like we know there's a bunch of texts in between. He's saying, I love you, blah, blah, blah. They were talking on the phone. So it's just a disgenuine framing. It might technically be true, but it's still a very disgenuine way of framing their relationship.
In here and New York City and China. But if we're going to accumulate the total amount of days spent together, it's roughly 21 days. And you guys know, I've talked about this, but I'll say it again. Fresh messed up dealing with this girl. He messed up for having unprotected sex with her. He messed up from, ejaculating and doing all this other crap.
Well, you also messed up about lying about a lot of the shit. That's where you messed up. But let's see if he gets to it.
Without a condom with this girl. It was stupid. And we take full accountability for that. And he learned his lesson. I'll tell you all that. Definitely learned his lesson. This is what ever happened.
He definitely did not learn his lesson, because this literally happened 2 years ago with Miranda. Unfortunately, he didn't get her pregnant. So there's no fucking way Fresh actually learned his lesson.
Again. But that does not refute the fact that this woman had some nefarious intentions, which we're going to go over today. I don't want to go and sit here and say, oh, Fresh is a victim, etc. They're both adults. It is what it is. He fucked up. Just there's no way around it. But I think it's important that you guys understand the full story of what's going on here and see everything objectively, and then you guys can go ahead and make your own decision. So first and foremost, we're going to debunk some of the lies, right? So we went over the backstory, right, of how they met, etc. And then after they met, Fresh took her to Barbados. They went over there. They hung out for a bit, and she wanted an apartment here in Miami. He said no. Everything switched up. She got angry, and she abruptly.
So that's not the story Daisy's sharing. And again, I don't know who's right. I'm more inclined to believe Daisy, since she's not a chronic liar like Fresh and Fit. But her story also makes a little bit more sense. So the story that Daisy gives is that she was staying at Fresh's place, which I never seen Fresh and Fit dispute. She was staying at his place, and she wanted to get her own place, right? She wanted to get her own place, and that she was going to pay for it, but she needed Fresh to co-sign. So they were about to do that, and then Fresh just kind of goes and changes his mind, which is fine, but the framing that Myron giving here is totally different. Also, apparently, when she was staying with Fresh, that he like just didn't come home for like 3 nights and was like fucking other girls, which again, it's his prerogative. I'm just saying that who knows? The truth is probably somewhere in the middle, but I don't think it's as clear cut as Daisy saying, please get me an apartment, Fresh being like, no, right? I think he agreed to it, and then he changed his mind.
She left Miami after and went back for New York. And then roughly a week later, she left on or about March 25th. Roughly a week later, around April 1st, she calls him, and then obviously the infamous phone call where she says, I'm pregnant, I'm going to keep the baby, what are you going to do to me, etc. Fishing for a reaction. We've all heard it, right? So after that happened.
So I will agree that she was fishing for a reaction in that phone call, but that does not mean she set the whole thing up from the start, from when they met. It probably means that she was just really triggered and pissed off at that point, and she was like, fuck you, you're gonna piss me off, I'm gonna piss you off, type of thing.
And I made a video where I went into her dark past, where she was involved in some activities that, may or may not be illegal here in the United States and back in China. And her past definitely caught up to her. And
so another interesting thing, this is another contradiction, is Myron says that so let me give a little backstory. So when she was with Fresh, when she was a respectable woman coming from a rich family, some of Fresh's audience found her on some escort site. And Myron vehemently denied that was her. She said it's people stealing her photos. It's not her. It's not her, right? This is all public. You can see the clips of this happening. And now he's claiming that she's an escort. Well, that creates a contradiction. Then why did you tell your audience that she wasn't an escort? When they found those pics. And his argument is like, well, because she's actually, those pictures turn out to be false. She doesn't use that website for escorting. She uses Seeking Arrangement. But the kicker here is that Seeking Arrangement is banned in China. So how would she use Seeking Arrangement if it's banned in China? And according to Myron, that's the platform she uses for her escorting, right? So there's a lot of cracks in the story that just, I guess, anyone who's not super paying attention might miss.
She tried to say that the things that we brought to light were a lie, which we're going to show you guys today. They definitely weren't a lie, and we got the proof to show it. So first and foremost, she said she is not a lady of the night or an escort, right? Let's go ahead and roll that clip real fast. You guys are probably going to be familiar with this one.
If you call me an escort, prove it. Prove it.
Firstly, usually I have cash on me.
No. We can transfer. Do you have cash?
I prefer to pay you half first and then half after.
Okay, I don't know if I actually believe this is her. There's so many odd things. First of all, we cannot see her face. There's no face. it's really easy to just use AI to put someone's voice into a video. That's not hard to do. I can probably do it in like 5 minutes right now. So, like, why is her face not there? Also, why is she having a conversation with the guy, but then looking the other way? And why is he recording this? Because he's about to, like, this. I'm 50-50 on whether this is actually her or not. It certainly is her voice, but there's just some sus things about this video, like how it's heavily edited and how we can't fucking see her face.
It's never what I'm going to pay for.
Hi, I'm here. What are you working on?
One time, I paid this girl up front. I was pretty up. She said she came out 3 times and that she couldn't do it anymore.
Also, this guy's anonymous. He changed his voice, which I can understand, but
You want to do it like 10 times? 2 weeks?
I have been scammed in the past.
Yeah, but I'm a girl. I need to be more secure. If you're not making excuse, that means you are not willing to pay.
Pause real quick.
I would like to please you more.
And I want you guys to pay attention to her voice, okay? Because we're going to play some clips of her speaking. You tell me if it's the same person.
well, it's definitely her voice. I just am not convinced that this is this is actually her or this was edited. Again, the fact that we can't see her face is super sus to me. The fact that there's a lot of edits seems super sus to me.
By voice. And don't worry, I know some of you are like, wait, where's her face? We'll get to that.
It's not just me. Oh yeah, you should all be for 2, 3, 4.
This is not just my opinion. If you can see the top left, Fresh's own fan base is like, why can't we see her face? Why is it just her back?
Also,
We saw for maybe 30 minutes or less.
I cannot stay for 2 and 3 hours.
You can't say for 2
I can stay, but I cannot have sex for 2 and 3 hours. Like, who can do that?
It's not just this. It's not only 3 hours. You will have to trust me on this. You will not be uncomfortable. You will not be painful. If you are, you may both. I will not
Again, very, very bad angle. We can see like 20% of her face.
force you to stay.
You can play in half, and I will stay here for 1 hour.
1 hour. It doesn't mean you're only going to stay 1 hour.
Then I will stay here for 1 hour and I'll leave. Because for you, 1 hour is enough. You said 2, 3 hours. I cannot stay for 2 and 3 hours.
You can't stay for 2 or 3
I
hours.
can.
Honestly, the onus is on you to make this experience wonderful, so that I will want to see you again.
Again, I'm not convinced that this is her. We can barely see her face. This is super edited. This is just, this whole thing seems odd. Why would a guy be, I guess, recording conversation with an escort just to begin with? Okay, maybe some level of protection, but this whole thing just seems super odd, honestly.
Okay, so let's get started.
Are you sure?
Okay. So I know some of you are like, whoa, this is a fake video. Who is that? Guys, the individual came forward. We promised him we would conceal his identity to protect his identity. You could hear that that's clearly an Australian accent. He's not Australian. Well, Australian accent, but he's not necessarily from Australia. I won't go deeper than that. However, this video was taken somewhere in the summer of 2018, roughly, or 2019. But the point I'm trying to make is that that's not Fresh, guys. But you could clearly hear it's her voice and that's her, right?
I like he needs to clarify. That's not Fresh. Because people are thinking it's Fresh.
And this was before some work was done, which we're going to show you guys the before and afters as well. Okay. But that is her basically, you know, I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So
It's definitely not self-explanatory. Again, I'm 50-50 on whether it's actually her, maybe even like 30% her, 70% not her, just because I don't trust Fresh and Fit for shit, and they've lied so many times when it comes to this. It could be her. I'm not dismissing that, but that doesn't make it any better for their brand. In fact, it makes it worse. So then the narrative is that Fresh took an escort to meet his parents and told her he loves her and bought her $15,000 ring. Like, that just makes it a lot worse, if anything, if this turns out to be true. So I don't know why Myron thinks this is like a gotcha.
after that video comes out, of course, what's the strategy? Deny, 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 right? And we got a clip here where she denies it. So let's just get into that clip.
Make false allegations. If you really believe this is her, which it isn't, give us the unedited version of this video. Okay? Because clearly, when you look at.
Oh, don't worry. You guys will get the full unedited version of this video in court. We have it. And the individual that's involved is willing to testify. So
there's not going to be a court. There might be negotiations, but it's maybe some disparagement agreement. This will not go to court.
Don't worry. It will absolutely be made public when it needs to be, but not right now. Okay. And so as you can see here, right? They're trying to say that it's not the same person. Go ahead, click. Keep playing it.
Both of them. All right. You can see that the woman on the right is totally different. Not only just the body, but just the face. Just the face.
Why would that video taken at the first place, though? Why would that guy take a video of meeting a woman in a hotel?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Pause. It's painful when the shoe's on the other foot, huh? Right? Because she records fresh, no problem, breaks the law. But then someone does it to her. Look at how angry she is. She didn't expect that to come. Because again, this story broke worldwide. You know, the attention that she wanted, she got it. And people are like, whoa, I remember this girl.
So his characterization is wrong. She's not getting mad because someone recorded her, or allegedly, because she, in her eyes, she wasn't the person there. She's I guess pointing out how ridiculous it is for someone to be recording an escort if they're about to have sex with them, or just the strange nature of the video. But yeah, Monon's like miscategorizing what she's doing here.
And people came forward with a bunch of dirt on this chick. She's done some things in the past and scammed some people, which we're going to talk about that more later on. So people definitely had an axe to grind with this woman. Let's continue on.
That right there, I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you. All I know is that this is used to just humiliate you. That's all that is. Okay. If you really look at it though, Daisy, it's kind of racist.
All right.
Because they're saying that.
I think that's enough there.
I don't agree with this racist thing, because obviously a Chinese person is going to look like another Chinese person more so than like a black person or white person. So that's a stretch from Tree of Logic, but that's not what Daisy's not saying. That Tree's a fucking dumb fuck, so gives a shit what she has to say.
So what's the allegation? The allegation is the woman that's in the video is not the same woman. Oh, really? Okay, let's have fun with this. Exhibit A. Let's pull it up, Bills. I'm ready. Yeah, pull it up. So here's our Instagram, right? As you guys can see. Not altered at all. This is her Instagram, daisyfit_Chen, as y'all can see, right? We're going to go over and show you guys what she used to look like. Go over. You can see the woman in the video and the girl on the left, pulled from her Instagram, right? Some similarities there. A little bit fair skin, but same facial structure. If you don't believe that.
I don't even know if it's the same facial structure. The nose looks a bit different. The face is much more oval here versus the girl on the right is more round. It could be her after some plastic surgery, but I am not convinced this is her at all. Obviously, the tits are bigger.
Go to the next one. Here she is from that video with a tattoo on her back, and here's another one from her Instagram working out. Okay, same tattoo in the same area. Looks like it might have been covered up and had some work done, but that's an interesting coincidence, huh? Next picture. We see here from her Instagram again that there's clearly been a certain amount of work done.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that she's got massive plastic surgery.
In the face, in the breasts, etc. Look at the drastic difference between the photos, okay? Next, we're going to go ahead and show. This is her before. This is pulled for one of her.
Is it? Like, okay, I'll take them at their word. I don't actually know if it is or not, but okay, let's just take them at their word.
Social medias, I think it was either her Chinese Instagram or one of her older photos from Instagram. Notice the okay? That's her. Now, we're going to go and show you her now. Oh, same tattoo in the same area pulled from her Instagram, okay? It is the same person, my friends, okay? It's the same person, but she's had a good amount of work done. And for the people that still don't believe me, that think that I'm a liar and I photoshopped or whatever, let's hear it right from the horse's mouth. Where are you from?
I'm from China.
What do you do for work?
So I'm a fitness model and fitness trainer, and I also work in plastic surgeon business. So I work with the most famous plastic surgeons in China.
Is it big in China?
It's very big. So every girls get their those kind of eyes because Asians have small eyes because they want to get like bigger eyeliner, they want to look like Western girls, and they get their boobs down.
So the most common surgeries are for women are breast and iris.
Yes.
Okay.
What the fuck is this supposed to prove? Is this just another, is he doing another red herring? He's like, see, she has had plastic surgery done. Every single fucking person on the planet knows she's had a lot of plastic surgery done. Why does he feel the need to prove a point that she's had plastic surgery done? Everyone already knows that.
I mean,
what the fuck is Don DeMarco here? You just showed that she has plastic surgery, which she's never denied and everyone knew, including your dumb fuck business partner Fresh. Like, what the fuck is he? How's that a W? I just don't understand it.
No. But wait, there's more. Let's continue on to the next one. So clearly she has a ridiculous amount of work done. You guys have seen the before and after photos. This woman has adjusted her look significantly to include her face, okay? And she even admitted that she worked at a plastic surgery clinic, etc., which makes sense, doesn't it? All right, so what's the next?
How does that, hopefully he ties it back somehow. I don't see how that proves anything.
Tab. So in this clip, you guys are going to see that they're going to dispute paperwork that I brought forward that showed that she was fired from a certain job for it being involved in criminal activity. Let's run the clip and see how they try to refute my claims. Or should I say Jin Chen? And we have the documents to show that you got fired and why you got fired. Again, this is all in Chinese.
Okay. Yeah, we got a fucking Chinese document. Real good proof there.
Hold on, let me go back to that.
How you got fired again?
Okay. Have you seen this before? What am I looking at?
What does that even mean? Like,
Pause.
I don't know.
I want you guys to watch her body language very closely when she's confronted with this evidence. Okay, roll it back, Bills. Pay attention to her body language and her eyes.
What it looks to me. Go ahead.
Mine is that this file was talking about how I got fired by stealing company's money. That form says nothing about that.
Oh,
What?
He said I steal company's money.
But the form says nothing about stealing money. What?
Nothing
But,
about-
but is that form connected to you in any kind of way?
No, I don't
So
know.
it's not. So the form is not connected to you. It's not about you. And what he said, it's because you read Chinese, so you would know what it says. And he says that it says that on the paper that whoever's on there stole money, but that's not what it says in Chinese.
It's not.
Girl, sue the crap out of them. You got a slam dunk case.
By the
You
way,
got-
I already
First of all, Tree has no idea what she's talking about slam dunk cases. When you're suing someone for defamation, you need to prove damages. Maybe invasion of privacy, potentially, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
okay.
teamed up the
Pause the
agency
video.
in New York.
You triggered my trap
I
card.
have to put the Punisher shirt on for this one. So they're claiming that the documents aren't real and she doesn't know and that's not her and she's not involved in criminal activity, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what we got here, guys? Run to the next tab, please. We have those documents, right? I had them translated, right? And she also claims also that the person that's involved in the documents isn't her, right? So two things. First, she's saying she's not, the documents aren't legit.
But how the fuck, if she's a criminal, how the fuck, according to your own logic, did she get a visa to come to the United States? According to Myron's logic in previous videos, is that they do a very extensive background check. And this is kind of what I thought I did too, if you're like a Chinese national before you come to America. So if she was like a criminal, which she had issues for stealing, how the fuck would she be allowed in the United States? Let's see if he addresses that.
She didn't get fired for doing any type of criminal activity with stealing, blah, 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 all this crap, right? And she doesn't know about it, all this stuff. Let's go ahead and show the documents that we got. So what I went ahead and did, right, is we got those documents officially translated, my friends. Okay, we got them certified, translated. Shout out to my guy, We Rise. He translated the first set, but we had a little bit more time this time, and we went ahead and translated them officially. And what I will say, and you can see the stamp of approval, etc.
Let's just read. Herbert certified translated attached document Chinese to English. Okay, so this is just I translated these
They're
documents.
pretty much damn near the same thing we said before. But you know what? Let's just have fun with this and show you guys and read through the real reason she was fired. Okay, so go ahead and we're gonna scroll down here, and you can see that's the police report.
Around 19th, when I came to the station, reported Chinese contact you. Well, actually, there seems like a pretty easy way to resolve this. Like, if Fresh and Fit wants to prove this beyond reasonable doubt, call this number, contact this person who's in charge of the case, and just record what he says. That would probably be the most. If anyone, I don't really give that much of a shit, but if anyone wants to really get to the bottom of this, call this officer who's the contact person, and and see what if it was Daisy or not.
Or we'll address that one later, because they try to say that wasn't real either, which we'll talk about that in a second. But here's the termination of labor contract, and I want you guys to pay attention to points 4 and 7. Okay, 4. The employee seriously neglects duties, engages in malpractice for personal gain, and causes significant harm to the company. Guys, that is basically embezzlement right there. Okay. Then it says the employee is held criminally liable according to law, and I want you.
So no, the employer seriously neglects duties, engages malpractice for personal gain. Or is this all these things have to apply? I'll just give them the benefit of the doubt and just assume all these things have to apply.
You guys have to pay attention.
But she's correct when she says there's nothing in here about stealing directly. She might have been a little bit playing semantics, but she's not wrong when she says there's nothing in this document, assuming this is the same shit that's about stealing.
Where was this place? What's the name of this business? It's called the Shanghai Bimeng Performance Agency Co. Limited, right?
Mhm.
I think we got a business card. Don't we got a business card for this? Oh, I think we do. Oh, we got the business card that says the same exact thing with her name, Daisy, on it. So what are the chances that you're going to find someone named Daisy that also goes by Jin Cheng as her real name, okay? Oh, this card that says the same exact thing with her
We'll go
name
back a little bit.
to the company. Guys, that is basically embezzlement right there, okay? Then it says the employee is held criminally liable according to law. And I want you guys to pay attention. Where was this place? What's the name of this business? It's called the Shanghai Bimeng Performance Agency Co. Limited, right?
Mhm.
I think we got a business card. Don't we got a business card for this? Oh, I think we do. Oh,
Shanghai Bimeng Performance Brokerage Co. LLD. It seems like slightly different, but that just could be okay. Let me just look at this one more time. Shanghai Bimeng Performance Agency Co. Ltd. Okay, let's take a mental note of
was
this.
this place? What's the name of this business? It's called the Shanghai Bimeng Performance Agency Co. Limited, right? I think we got a business card. Don't we got a business card for this? Oh, I think we do.
Shanghai being me, it's a little different, but it could be the right thing. But so this is one thing I will give Myron. Daisy has said that this is her business card. So the question is whether the form we saw, well, it could be something different, but they are similar enough to make me think it's the same company. So the question is was that previous form we read, was it legit? Number one, and number two, was it translated correctly? I think it probably would be translated correctly. So is that form legit? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm 50-50 on that.
Oh, we got the business card that says the same exact thing with her name, Daisy, on it. So what are the chances that you're going to find someone named Daisy that also goes by Jin Cheng as her real name? Okay. Oh, we got another piece of evidence that
I don't know why he just keeps doxing her, though.
shows it's the same person. Scroll down real quick for me, Bills. We got her ID because when they fired her, they had her ID there, right? And what does that show? Scroll down.
Hold on.
It shows her birthday, guys. Okay. What's her birthday? December 7th,
Oh my God. Now he's going to fucking dox her birthday. Jesus Christ.
1995. Jin Cheng, right? Well, we got some evidence to link her once again. Don't we have some medical records, Bills?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I think we do. That she put on the internet herself. Oh, what does that birthday say? Chen Jing, 12/7/1995. Oh, what a coincidence. So not only have we been able to link her to this company that fired her.
Let's just assume that everything they're showing is legit, which is possible. I still don't understand how she would have gotten a visa and passed a strict background check according to mine and Myron's logic. They're going to have to explain that because that's the part about this that makes no sense to me.
Through her business card that has her name Daisy on it, which is a very unique nickname to have, that also has the government name as Jin Cheng. But also, we went ahead and matched up the ID of those documents, right, that showed her getting fired, alongside the own medical records that she posted. You are the same individual. Stop lying, okay? I've effectively linked you now to the same plan.
By the way, as a quick side note, whether she did commit a crime in China or not, is totally irrelevant to all this criticism and all the that Fresh and Fit is facing. None of their fans is like, she was a criminal. We need to know this. I brought up, I told you guys what are the big points that the Fresh and Fit audience and just other commentators or the YouTubers in general are calling them out on. So whether she's a criminal or not is largely irrelevant. But again, I feel like this is a little bit of a red herring he's creating. But let's see where he goes with this.
Parenthood document that has your name and your birthday in it, that has the same birthday linked to the documents that got you fired. You're the same individual. You're trying to say, that's not me. These pictures don't look like me.
Can you explain why it's not her?
One more time, Bills. You did a drastic plastic surgery, right? And you changed your look significantly, right? You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to us. We know that you've had work done and you've changed your look. That's why you're trying to sit there and say that it's not the same woman. It is the same woman, same voice, etc. Everything links back. You're the same girl in the video. You're the same girl that got fired.
But she's claiming she got the plastic surgery in like 2016. I don't fucking know who's right. I don't think it really matters.
The same girl that the police report is written about. You're the same individual. Too many consistencies. Same tattoos, same birthday.
Let me just grant Fresh and Fit all these points. Let's just grant that she has committed a crime, and let's grant the fact that she's an escort. How does that affect the criticism Fresh and Fit is getting? It doesn't. It makes it worse potentially.
Same nickname, same government name, same mode of travel, etc. You are the same. Okay. There's no defamation here because everything I said is the truth. Okay. We have officially translated documents from an interpreter that show that you are in fact the individual in the pictures and in the documents. All right. So let's go ahead and what's next here? We got the next chapter. Yeah. So now we're going to get into now that we'll go back to the fire documents real quick.
The fire documents.
Yeah.
Got you.
And if you scroll down, right? Because I really want to drive this home too. Scroll down some more.
Hold on, let me make sure there's no doxing.
Yeah. No worries.
Let me just double check.
And we're doing her a courtesy by redacting some of this stuff for her.
Let me do one quick edit, Myron.
No, you're trying not to get totally banned from YouTube, and you've already kind of doxed her. Come on, like let's not pretend like you're doing this for her. Okay, you fucking hate this chick, which I understand why you would. Especially if you're Myron, but let's not pretend like you're doing her a favor here again. That's just the biggest bunch of horse shit.
One quick edit.
All right, he's gonna do a quick edit while we do that. We got chats? No?
We actually see.
Yeah. Well, I'll read some chats while he does this quick little edit. See, look at us. We're still compassionate, guys. We're still compassionate here.
Yeah, totally. She's a criminal. She's an escort, but we're compassionate. we're 26 minutes in. There's about another 20 minutes left. I don't think he's going to address any of the real criticisms that I brought up or that Fresh and Fit is facing. But we'll see. Maybe he'll surprise me.
Oh, okay. Oh, let me make this bigger for you. Got you, brother.
Yeah. So we got here from Johnny Green says, hey, FNF, I made a patron request a while ago about help getting a green card. As of today, I became a resident of the United States of America. I owe you, Myron and Fresh, my life for this milestone. Congratulations, bro. I am Jay Russell goes, what's up, FNF, Big Bro, Big Mo, what's up?
Yo.
Why do you owe your life to Fresh and Fit for getting a visa to America? I don't understand. What did they have an inside man at immigration? They helped you expedite your visa? Like, why do they deserve the credit for this? I don't know.
So y'all know I love music, but I just became a police officer, and it's the best ever. It's another 60K along with my studio business, music business, which finally gets me over 100K. WFNF for motivation. Let's go. Yo, shout out to you, man. We're actually helping you guys. That's what it's about. And Destiny and Suleiman are in the house, guys. So debate coming up right after this. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do this house cleaning real quick, and then we're gonna get into the real content here. Where we at here? We ready, Bills?
Almost.
Okay, and then we got Tree of Stupidity needs to be voice only. She's hideous and crusty, looking like an old leather work. Oh, goddamn, bro, you guys messed up.
Let me actually address the comment because it was the person, I don't know why they didn't read it. The person said Planned Parenthood. That's kind of a turnaround for someone who claimed that it was against the religion. That is true. Now, look, a lot of people predicted she was going to get an abortion. That's kind of what I predicted from the start. Abba, Destiny. So, yeah, that is kind of a contradiction because she was going so hard on Fresh for wanting to get an abortion, but later she just said she's going to get an abortion herself. Now, the one defense you can make for her is that feelings change. Like you're in the heat of the moment, you just got pregnant, you're like, fuck this guy. And then 2-3 months later come along, you realize that you're going to have to be a single mother raising a half black baby in China. And it's like probably social suicide. And then she comes to her realism. But that is the one good criticism that you can make of Daisy for sure. Actually, there's multiple good criticisms you can make of her, but that's probably one of the biggest ones.
That's from Ivan Leal. What's up, FNF? Oh, and then Aaron says, bro, these videos just make Fresh look worse. He should have just dealt with it like a man, get a DNA test and do your part as a father if it's true. Proving all this just makes him look
very true. I also agree with this completely.
Really bad. My friend, let me ask you a question. If you saw the character of this woman where she had these plans to expose him and do all this other stuff, would you really want to have a kid with her either? Let's be objective here. Would you want to have a kid with a woman like?
It's not a matter of wanting to have a kid. She's already pregnant. The kid has already been had. The time to think about that is before you bust inside of her. That's the time to think about whether you want to have a kid with a woman or not. Okay, when she's pregnant with a child, it's not the time to think about whether you want to have the kid or not. Because at the end of the day, you have no control. The woman can decide to keep the baby against all your wishes, right? You may agree with that, disagree with that, but it is what it is. So yeah, like it doesn't matter what Fresh wants at this point.
Like this, that's clearly been lying for personal gain. No, you wouldn't either. So shut up. Like some of y'all need to shut up. Like if you guys were put in the same position, you guys would not want to get out.
He still gets really triggered by criticism.
There, man. So shut the hell up. All right, what do we? All right, so let's pull up that document again.
But the kid, in of itself, I understand there's logic that you wouldn't want to have a kid with a woman who's shitty, blah blah blah. But the kid is not. Look, I'm not trying to make a pro-life argument. Okay, I'm relatively more on the pro-choice side, but there's still the third factor, the most important factor, which is the kid. Like the kid is innocent in all of this. Well, the fetus, I guess, so the kid hasn't been born yet. So if you're someone who's pro-life, and that's what I thought, honestly, Fresh and Fit were, because they've kind of hinted at it. Maybe they're not, or maybe they're hypocrites. But if you're someone who's pro-life, you wouldn't just say, well, the mother's shitty, therefore, we don't want to have the kid, right? Because you believe that that fetus is a life, and you wouldn't fault the mother for for the outcome of the fetus necessarily, or you wouldn't fault the fetus for the mother. But if you're pro-choice, this whole thing goes out the window.
Scroll down. So now that we've effectively linked her to actually being fired, and we know it's the same individual, and just so you guys know, real quick note here, this police report was filed by the same individual that was in the video with her, which we linked through the photographs. Okay, he's the one that wrote this police report where she ran off with his money. So it's irrefutable that it's the same individual. So not only did she steal from her company, she also stole from this individual because she was supposed to go and exchange currency for him, and she never came back, and that's why he filed this police report here. Right? Scroll down a little bit, Bills.
I still think her crimes, if true, pale in comparison to Fresh tricking a girl into getting an abortion. I don't think that's illegal, or at least not in a state like Florida, but I think that's way more unethical than stealing from your company.
Scroll down some more.
Want me to zoom in?
Yeah, zoom
like,
in.
don't get me wrong, I'm largely pro-choice, but if I got like a girl pregnant, I don't think, at the very least, it would be really, really hard for me to push for an abortion. If I got Natty pregnant, obviously we'd have a kid, but we're in a happy, relationship going on 3-4 years. But even if it was like before I met Natty, with a random girl, it'll be really, really hard for me to swallow the abortion pill, even though I personally believe that, people should make their own decisions. But I could never in a million years imagine, despite the fact I'm pro-choice, tricking a girl I got pregnant into getting an abortion. That's just like fucking ethically, morally foul.
A little bit. And then you can see here, guys, these are all the reasons that they fired her. I highlighted 4 and 7, but there's a bunch, right? Unsuitable for employment during the probationary period. The employee seriously violates the company's rules and regulations. The employee seriously neglects duties, engages in malpractice for personal gain, and causes significant harm to the company. Guys, if you're doing things for personal gain at the cost of the company, you are stealing. If you're not working when you're on the clock, if you're taking longer lunch breaks, etc.
Okay, we're 2/3 of the way into the video, and they still haven't addressed any of the big criticisms that are levied at them, which is just complete fucking red herring. Let's create or straw man. Let's create a straw man and argue against that. If it's a straw man, we can win on. Let's not actually engage, because if they actually engage on why did Fresh lie about paying for the bracelet, they have no response to that, which is why they'll never bring it up.
That's effectively stealing from the company, okay? There's many ways to steal from a company. It doesn't just necessarily mean stealing money, okay? The employee simultaneously establishes an employment relationship with another employer which severely affects the completion of work in our company or refuses to correct it after being requested by the company. The personal documents provided by the employee to the company are false, or the labor contract is concluded or renewed by coercion or taking advantage of others' vulnerabilities, causing the company to agree, right? And, hey, a girl's working hard, right? Got to take a break, got to get a vacation. What does she do?
So yeah, I just fast forward through that because I've heard enough about I'm just willing to grant them, even though I'm 50-50, that she actually did get fired from a job, blah, 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 because I think it's irrelevant.
She comes to Miami. Well, stupid. She made a mistake. So she comes down here, right? And this is from her own Instagram. And you guys can see here, Kiki on the River. For those that are unaware, Kiki on the River is an expensive restaurant down here in Miami. It's down right up on the water in downtown Miami, where the wharf used to be. I had witnesses. I wish we caught it on video, but people saw her vaping. And I was like, wait, hold on one second.
Wait, is this before or after the pregnancy, though? That's a huge thing. I believe isn't that where Fresh took her for her first date? Whether we need to see a timestamp on this, whether this is before or after the pregnancy is the factor that really matters. If this is before the pregnancy, none of this is in any way relevant. We need to see a timestamp here.
Second. Isn't this girl pregnant? Why is she in Miami partying and vaping? Then I saw this. Next tab. Oh, she's drinking wine. What? So let me get this straight. You're claiming
again, you have to show a timestamp. Like we have to know when this happened. I totally believe that before the pregnancy she was drinking. It's possible she was doing it afterwards. But the fact that they don't show you the date, because with Instagram you can see the date the photos posted. The fact that they don't show you that to me seems highly suspicious. Highly suspicious. Because all this matters if she was doing it before or after the pregnancy. It's Instagram. You can you can see what the date is. Why not show the date? Let's see if they do that.
that you're pregnant. You're going through all this stress. People are making fun of you. People are making death threats, all this stuff, which, by the way, you made this public, by the way. You didn't have to do that. You did this yourself. But that's a whole other story. So you're in Miami partying, drinking alcohol and vaping, right? Having a good time, going to strip clubs, etc. You're living a lit life. You're, putting signs saying, sue your baby daddy, thinking it's all funny and everything else like that. But you're drinking and partying. So aren't you supposed to be pregnant? This doesn't make sense, right? I don't know what that drink is. I don't know if it's a mocktail or alcohol, but we know that you definitely had some wine.
Well, we don't even know if that's her because we can only see a hand, but yeah.
Then it gets better. The very woman that interviewed her, right, exposes her. Let's run the clip. It speaks for itself, guys.
Okay.
So being online is not my thing. So yeah, the whole thing about her not keeping it, there's more to it than you guys would ever know.
Pause. Wait, there's more to it. Let's see.
So yeah, it is that. So I'm just saying, like, let me just say this. I gotta be freaking careful, dude. I gotta be freaking careful. I will talk in code, okay? I will talk in code.
No, just talk normally.
If you're going to keep up a ruse, don't be caught with your ratchet BBL girlfriend drinking wine. There, I'm done.
Okay. That seems like pretty, well, Tree's a massive liar who's also unreliable. Let's take that at face value. Okay, so what's her name? Daisy's would have been a shitty mother. Sure, that seems like likely. I would say that's the more likely scenario, that she would be a shitty mother. She doesn't seem like a great mother to me. She doesn't even seem like a good mother to me. That still doesn't change any of the criticisms levied at Fresh and Fit. But yeah, whether she would be a great mother or a shitty mother, like everyone kind of suspects that she would be a shitty mother. The question is how shitty. So I'll just grant the premise that she was actually drinking after the pregnancy. It just doesn't really change the criticisms I have for Fresh and Fit.
She couldn't help herself. She had to expose the very girl that she...
Let me quickly she posted herself this weekend. That's her. I saw on her story. Is that after she got the abortion, though? Because I know she was getting an abortion. If it's after the abortion, then it's whatever. If it's before the abortion, before she decides before the abortion, that is fucked up. But I won't even dispute it. I'm pretty sure, like, to me, most likely she would have been a irresponsible, shitty mother.
The interview and got a bunch of content from. She had to do it. Just so you guys are wondering, what's a ruse? A ruse, guys, is basically a lie. When I was on the job, I'm very sensitive to that word. You guys know I used to work in law enforcement. We would use ruses all the time, where they're sending an undercover agent in to do something, and they don't necessarily know that he's working undercover. A ruse is based in deception. Okay, so wait, let me get this straight. So you're pregnant, but then you're in Miami partying and vaping and drinking alcohol, and then you post this stupid article to justify it because everyone's flaming you for drinking alcohol. Right? Drinking a little alcohol early in pregnancy may be okay. Then she posts this stupid ass thing because everyone's roasting her on Instagram. Right? Then she drops a video where she says, I'm not going to keep the baby. And I think we got a clip of that. Let's go ahead and run that clip real fast. After she got exposed.
Right,
and our lawyer, shout out to James Sexton, predicted all this. I'm going to give Mediocre Tutorial Reviews a shout out because he's one of the few YouTubers that actually went back and talked about all the information that shows that this woman is lying. So let's just play the intro of this part because it's actually hilarious. She gets exposed.
Recover after that because it was very traumatic for me. Or if that shakedown doesn't work, it turns in a couple of months. I lost the baby.
I just have no respect for what this guy says after his little appearance on Fresh and Fit, where he just essentially was so biased and essentially called her a terrorist. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not a fan of Daisy. She seems like kind of like a shitty person. It still doesn't change anything in terms of the criticisms for Fresh and Fit.
Few moments later.
All the stress that's been going on for the past month, it caused me a lot of emotional damage, and I've been starting feeling a lot of panic, and like it's just like a lot going on.
Oh, I gotta say, but he's not bad. He's bad. I got something to say.
Let me address a comment also. Byron are criticizing the Daisy, not your arguments. If you have a question, go talk to them live. First of all, that's not possible because they'll never debate me. I've called in and I got cut off after a few minutes. They'll never debate me. People have asked them, why don't you debate Alex? And they've said no. So they'll never debate me. They will never talk to me about any of this shit. I've tried to set up that debate multiple times. So that's not an option. And second of all, it's not about my arguments. It's about the arguments that or about the concerns or about the lies that their audience is bringing up. Everything I'm saying is stuff that their audience has also said in the comments multiple times. It's about, I guess, answering the questions, if we're putting it mildly, that your audience has and the whole YouTube community has. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not the first one to make any of these arguments at all. I may have my own spin on it, but yeah, so it's about that. It's not about fucking, talking directly to me. Like, who gives a shit?
Oh, man. All right, pause. So not only, right, did she get exposed by someone that she did a pod with, but she obviously had a ruse. And and you know what? I'm not done yet, guys. Like I said, this is going to be the last time I address this woman. We're going all the way. We're putting a nail in the coffin. You could go.
But why were you also using Tree of Logic as a reliable source of witness? Byron, she literally says that you're fucking gay. Like, this is the person like you think is a reliable source. I mean, I certainly know that Tree has lied many times about different things. But it is entirely possible that I think she was pregnant, and I do think she got an abortion, but it is entirely possible that she was drinking during her pregnancy. It wouldn't surprise me.
Go ahead and make a million responses about this. We're never going to respond to you again. This is house cleaning. I'm going to go ahead and make you look crazy because you've been lying all over the place. Let's pull up that Planned Parenthood photo real quick. Yes. Because, she was running around. Because in my head, I'm like, wait, hold on. So you're in Miami, you're drinking alcohol, you're vaping, you're partying, etc. Are you really pregnant still? And then it kind of hit me. I looked at this document a little bit harder, right? And in it, we can pull it up, Bills.
Well, we know she got an abortion. We just don't know when she did it.
It says that there was, if you scroll out a bit, it says something about Planned Parenthood of Greater New York, okay? And it says encounter for elective termination. And I'm like, wait, hold on, what is this? I don't really know what I'm looking at here. So what I did was I actually got a doctor. Got a doctor on the line right now for y'all, okay? Let's get a doc on the line so he can help us decipher this document right here.
Dr. B, for you with us?
Dr. B, what up? Hey, what's up, man? Welcome. So, Doc,
what, are they going to claim that she has HIV? So then would Fresh then have HIV? Like, what the fuck? Okay.
Instead of me looking at this thing and try to decipher, I figured I'd bring in a real professional. So first and foremost, what are we looking at here?
It's a fucking abortion, dummy.
It's a document that shows that you were seen in a clinic setting or emergency room or a hospital. But in this case, it's probably a clinic. Okay. And it's basically perfect work. Very standard.
Okay. So from my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, Doc, would a clinic like this be necessary if you're just trying to see if you're pregnant, or would a clinic like this be used more likely to actually go through with it?
There's no need for speculation. She has publicly said several times that she's going to get an abortion. I don't know why he's trying to prove a point that's already common knowledge.
An abortion.
It's more like the latter.
Okay.
So if you just want to know go anywhere, emergency room.
There's literally multiple videos of her saying that I'm going to get an abortion. Like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Primary care doctor, hospital. But if you want to actually go get an abortion, you have to go to a Planned Parenthood site.
Gotcha. Because I thought it was a little weird that she would go through all this length just to show that she's pregnant. You could do that for much cheaper at multiple other places versus going to a Planned Parenthood. Is it cheap to go to one of these?
That I don't know off the top of my head.
But this would prove that she is, or suggest at the very least that she was pregnant. If this test, like Fresh and Fit is using this this document as like something that's accurate or that's true, right? They're not saying this is a questionable document. So if she went to the clinic to get an abortion, then by default, that means she had the baby, right? Is he not seeing that angle?
That's a little more complicated to answer, but it wouldn't cost much if you have insurance.
Okay. Well, she's a foreign national. We know that here on a visitor visa, so she probably had to pay out of pocket. What's the anything else here on the document, Doc, that we should be aware of as far as, I mean, because obviously we can only speculate. We don't know if she actually went through with it, but
HR1 into manually resulted. Okay. Are they gonna? She has HIV1, HIV2.
It seems here that this was done on April 4th, 2024, and it shows the DX you said is diagnosis. Can we scroll up bills real fast? Where it says elective termination, or yeah, encounter for elective termination of ... Oh, did we lose him?
No, he's still there.
I'm here.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, in your professional opinion, do you think what do you think the likelihood is that she might have done the abortion on this day, since it shows that this under the DX?
Extremely likely. She said she was getting an abortion, buddy.
It's likely. Again, this is just discharge paperwork, so we don't have the official medical records.
Gotcha.
But based on what I'm seeing here, I'm going to assume it means elective termination of pregnancy.
Okay. All right. No, fair enough. So we don't know for sure, but typically, what do they say all the time, right? If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it might be a duck. And to go to a Planned Parenthood clinic, simply to see if you're pregnant, just doesn't seem feasible. This tends to be from people that want to get abortion. So we don't know, but I mean, she's drinking up.
I don't know why he's acting like he discovered the fact that she got an abortion when she's publicly announced it multiple times.
Alcohol and partying in Miami, and then we got a girl exposing her saying, if you're going to run with the rules, you better not get caught drinking. So, I mean, I think a logically sound person might think that she already got the abortion, and then she just wanted to go ahead and do a press run and make the most of it and get as many views as she can. I don't know.
So if she already got the abortion, then she was pregnant with his kid, right? That you're just dismissing your earlier argument when you say that I don't think she's pregnant. I don't think she was pregnant. Well, again, if she got an abortion, whether now or before, then she was pregnant. Like,
no, we can only speculate. But hey, the evidence is there, chat. You can go ahead and decide what you guys think. Hell, we could maybe do a poll even. It'll be hilarious. We should do a poll on YouTube. Guys, open up a YouTube tab. We're gonna do a poll. Do y'all think she still has a kid? I don't know, man. But
wait, the HIV thing though, I'm most curious about. Maybe I'm misreading it. Like, looked like he circled that. So was that suggesting that she has HIV? Like, I would like to see the doctor address that.
But let's go ahead and see what you guys think with all the facts that we presented here. Doctor, thank you so much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. So next, we're going to get into the next thing. So we debunked that. What's the next tab?
All right. So next, we're going to get into the next thing.
What's the next one? You're just turning the Discord off.
I muted him.
Okay, yeah, you got it. So he's a doctor, man. He's not tech savvy, guys. He's not a content creator. So give him a little bit of break, man. He saves lives, okay?
Why did they circle the HIV thing and then not talk about it? That seems like pretty weird to me. Like, why circle it?
So we back to
now we're gonna go to the next one here, which I think is what are we on now?
We're gonna
the allegations.
SCI allegations.
SCI allegations. All right, let's run the clip here real quick and speed through this. So she goes ahead with this dusty fucking hater.
Duke, my man, love that guy.
And they make these comments. Let's roll the clip.
We tried already, Daisy. I think the best part of now is to to let the legal system handle it. And Fresh and Fit, you look at y'all gonna end up like Sasha K. All of y'all. Y'all was out too.
I will disagree with him on this. I'm not a fan of like these lawsuits. Like, I think, fight it out in the court of public opinion, but fucking lawyers, and because at the end of the day, who's going to make money? It's not going to be Fresh and Fit. It's not going to be Daisy. It's going to be the lawyers. So I'm not a fan of like these like stupid lawsuits, honestly.
Well, you're saying, Fresh talking about the STDs, you might end up like Tasha K. No, they're about to go through their Tasha K moment right now. y'all not playing, right? If we don't listen.
Yep. So he went ahead and tried to make some comments that Fresh has STDs. Let's play the next clip because I think he says it in there. First, he says that we're going to get sued, which is hilarious because
did they test for herpes? I didn't see that in there. Maybe she just means that he has herpes.
I'm speechless because this guy knows he's dirty. That's the shit that pisses me off.
Also, it's possible that he had STDs like chlamydia or gonorrhea, and then he took antibiotics and they're no longer there. So maybe if we're being generous to Daisy's argument, maybe he was fucking girls with chlamydia and then he realized it and he got treatment, right? So this negative STD test, which doesn't include HSV 1 and 2, as far as I know, it doesn't really necessarily disprove her point. Again, because he could have had STDs in the past and still been fucking girls raw until he realized it, or it might be HSV, which is herpes that she was talking about.
You're off the most. Anybody defending this shit, you're a monster. You don't even deserve to be on this earth. Like, I'm dead ass serious. Like, you don't understand because you're playing games with people's life. That's like if someone with HIV. who's HIV positive, and they know for a fact they were HIV positive, but they willingly had sex with someone who wasn't HIV positive, and they didn't know the partner was HIV positive. That's a crime.
Stupid. Oh, really?
You can go to prison for doing that.
Pause.
Okay, so
It's only okay. I'm not defending having sex with girls if you have STDs, but it's only legal, I believe, with certain things like HIV, and that's it. It's highly, extremely fucked up and unethical to have sex with a girl if you have an STD without protection. Highly unethical, but I don't believe it's illegal as far as I know.
So this guy has this.
It's ironic that he said that we're going to get Tasha K when he's the one that's actually going to get Tasha K, because that's exactly what Cardi B won her defamation lawsuit for, was because she accused Cardi B of having STIs when she didn't. And what the
Oh god, these fucking corny fucks are going to sue him too. Jesus Christ, fucking so lawyer happy. This is a part that I'm just like, ugh.
does it look like here? We got tests from Fresh that he is actually clean. So Duke the dummy, okay, you, my friend, might be looking at a defamation lawsuit.
You won't win because again, she could have been they'll have to test them for HSV1, HSV2, which she probably has, because most people have some variation of HSV1, right? Most people have oral herpes, so he'll come up positive for that, and then Duke can just claim that he was talking about oral herpes. That's number one. And number two, that still doesn't prove that he didn't have STDs at the time of Duke making the claim.
So for saying this stupid shit, you might get
just to give an idea, like this stuff like chlamydia, gonorrhea, you can treat that with like less than a week before you go from positive to negative.
Tasha K, you fucking dusty bum. Okay, stupid, incredible, right? What else is next? What line next? We got debunk. We got debate to do, man.
We got the lady.
You are fake news.
Okay, and then oh, interesting enough, as you guys know, Daisy went on the H3 podcast, right? And we can see literally the man on the bottom right dressed like a clown. That's Clown World, man. Clown World. So let's play the clip real quick.
They got to pick a lane there. All right, is there more voice memos?
There's one more.
One more.
There's one more. It's 13 seconds long. I'll play it. 1 second.
Too much popping right now that I can't.
Too much popping.
Even with you, I want to, but I can't. I'm just gonna hurt you.
Such a fucking idiot.
You know?
That's so crazy.
That was it. That was what Daisy just basically said.
That was one of many recordings. You guys are probably wondering, where do these recordings come from, Myron? Well, those recordings, guys, were taken on or about March.
Yeah, that comment is true. I'm not justifying it, but like I know my mom drank when I was pregnant, but that was in the 90s before anyone knew that it was bad. Like she didn't drink to excess, but she had a drink here and there. And again, like at that time, no one knew it was bad. I mean, it's a different world now.
March 25th here in Miami, Florida. When they were poolside talking, because after her and Fresh basically, had the disagreement about the apartment and he didn't want to be with her anymore, they had this discussion. You can see Fresh letting her down nicely, right? Being a nice guy about it. Hey, I'm going to hurt you, blah, blah, blah. Saying what he's got to say to, kind of end things. And then she went off to New York after that. And she recorded that conversation.
Yeah, Fresh is a real nice guy who tricks his ex-girlfriends into getting abortion. I'm not talking about Daisy. I'm talking about the previous relationship he was in like a few years ago.
Well, Miss Daisy, I don't know if you're familiar with American law, but that's illegal. And I think we have it right here because you recorded it multiple times. Florida is known as a two-party consent state. This means that under state law, all parties involved in private conversation must consent to that.
Yes, but she was in New York, which is a one party consent state. And I'm still not sure if I think from what I've read, it depends on what state you're in. So if you're in a one party consent state, then you're good. Even if you're calling someone who's in a two-party consent state, we know the phone calls took place from New York. We know New York is a one-party consent state. So I don't know why they're not bringing that up, but that's not illegal for him to do that. I doubt Daisy knew any of this. I think it's probably just luck. I really doubt she knows what two-party, one-party consent is. But she was in New York. New York is a one-party consent state, and as far as I know, I'm not a legal expert. As far as I know, that would make the phone recording totally illegal.
Conversation being recorded. This differs from one-party consent states where private conversations may be recorded as long as one involved party consents. So not only did you record him on the phone the first time trying to get a reaction out of him.
Someone said this. Wrong. They were both in Florida. Okay, maybe part of them were in. Maybe part of them was in Florida and part of them was in New York. If it was in Florida, then technically that would be illegal. I mean, personally, I don't see it as that big of a deal. But yeah, I guess the law is the law.
When you said that you were pregnant and you were going to keep the baby, which we all know is not true because now you're not going to keep the baby all of a sudden. You also recorded him while you were in Florida, and you have multiple recordings. Each of those is a different charge. You do realize that, right? And you're here as a foreign national on a visa committing felonies. Incredible. Man. I think there's a certain agency that doesn't like it when foreign nationals commit crimes here.
Oh my God, he's now making another reference of snitching on her. Jesus Christ, dude! Like, have some. I mean, I guess he was a Fed. I mean, it's not like I dislike Feds, but like, dude, the fucking snitching, like, I'm gonna call my immigration and get you deported is just so fucking lame.
Anyway, this is hilarious, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. I mean, I think we just went through everything. We systematically debunked a bunch of their lies. She's saying that's not her in the video. We showed that it's her in the video. We showed her, you know, ridiculous amount of plastic.
You did not show that it was her in the video at all. You didn't make any, like, no, that wasn't shown. It's possible, but it wasn't proven.
Surgery that she's done to alter her ego, showing tattoos.
That is true, but every fucking person on the planet knows that she's had a lot of plastic surgery done.
Showing birthdays, showing documents. She's saying it's not her. It really is her. We have official documents showing the translations when she's trying to claim that it wasn't translated properly. Now, there's really
technically on that one, even though she's playing semantics, she is correct. There was nothing in that document, according to your own translation, that said anything about her stealing money. Again, we might be kind of, you know, playing a little bit of semantics, but that doesn't make her wrong. That makes her technically correct.
You know, coming back from this. But was there anything else that we had?
Yes, chats, and then one more.
Yeah,
special
chats, and I got a very special announcement for y'all. I'll read these chats real quick.
Yeah, we'll do chats first.
Okay, I'll read the chats. Again, guys, I didn't want to do this video, but I really didn't. But
yeah, of course not.
You know, this girl forced my hand, man, because no one else is going to come out and put all this evidence in one centralized location so y'all can see the.
Your lawyer directly told you not to do this. Why did you bother hiring the lawyer, having come on? This is the third reaction stream that Fresh and Fit has done to this. For someone who doesn't want to talk about this, they've done 3 streams in regards to it. The first one, they brought their lawyer on and hid behind the lawyer and said they can't reveal anything. And then that got massive fucking hate from their fans for doing that, because many people saw it as a cowardly thing. And then they start, but like, why go through the ruse of hiring a lawyer and having him tell you not to talk about this stuff and then just going ahead and talking about it anyway? It's kind of weird.
So we just did it for you guys, so you always have the reference. Please tell me revealing all this now is cleared with sex, and don't worry about it, man. It's me doing it. That's why Fresh ain't here. Fresh is, you know, obviously doing what he's got to do. Tylon goes, WFNF, if I go to war, I need mine.
Fresh has become like Joe Biden. They just keep him like fucking hidden from everyone. It's like, yeah, this guy, every time he opens his mouth, he fucks things up. We just gotta keep him hidden.
On my side, true friend through and through. Keep reading from the front, fellas. Absolutely, man. I was defend my friends. Fuck the haters, man. Goku the goat says, okay, never mind. We gotta ignore him. Screw him. Yeah, W mind for sticking with Fresh.
Oh, they don't want to read a negative comment. Okay.
Defending Fresh through thick and thin, a true friend for real, and sadly,
they're cherry picking super chats. That's fine.
Rare to find these days. Yeah, man, you gotta stick by your bros, man. I'm not gonna let her run his name through the mud on lies, and you guys can see a bunch of the lies right there. Just because her feelings were hurt, and he doesn't want to be with her anymore. He want to get her an apartment. So, you know, it is what it is. And then
okay, this is like super chats, but let's go back to like overall summary of this video. There was some proof provided. Okay, there was ample proof provided that she got plastic surgery, but everyone already fucking knew that, so that's not anything that needs to be proven. There was some additional proof provided for the fact that she could be she could have committed a crime in China, right? Still doesn't change anything. There was, as far as I saw, no real additional significant proof provided for the fact she's an escort. But if we just grant all that, that's still a bad look for Fresh and Fit, because Myron himself has said that she, you know, she comes from a rich family. She's not an escort. If she was involved in anything illegal, she wouldn't have gotten a visa. So that's still massive fucking contradiction. Okay, let's just quickly, once again, just go through the big things that they did not address at all and see if they made any progress about addressing any of these things. And again, this is not just like purely my list. This is the stuff that their audience wants to see them address, and like just the whole YouTube community. Okay, so I got, oh, this is not working. Hang on one second. I just want to pull this up so everyone can see it. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay. I might just put it in the chat so everyone can just see it. Yeah, I'm just going to drop this in the chat and then go through it quickly with you guys. Okay. All right. It got separated into 2 comments, but let's just pull this up. Okay. Major points. How did she go from being an upstanding citizen with rich parents who could have never been in the country if she was shady to a criminal escort? Not addressed at all. If she was a criminal, then how would she pass a background check that you guys said she did? Not addressed at all. Why is Fresh so grossly irresponsible and straight up lying to women to get them an abortion? And here again, just want to clarify this. We're talking about the girl in the past, not Daisy, that he was bragging about triggering her an abortion. Not addressed at all. Why did Fresh do the opposite of what you guys preach by taking a girl seriously who's a 3 or 4? They said, specific example, they said cheating is a girl posting thirst trap photos. Daisy very clearly did that after they started dating. Not addressed at all. Fresh lying about paying for the bracelet, probably one of the biggest ones. Not addressed at all. Why is Fresh love bombing this girl and taking her to meet his mom, given that she's a 304 and the advice on Fresh and Fit is to move slow and not rush? Not addressed at all. And those are the big things. Now, the smaller things are why bring a lawyer on? So this kind of hinted at who tells you not to do that, not to essentially talk about her, and then completely ignores advice a few weeks later, and do that. That's a more minor contradiction, but that's an interesting one. Why did Myron dox her? Okay, yeah, wasn't addressed at all. Why did Myron say he's going to snitch on her to immigration? I mean, okay, I guess they don't have to directly address that one, but seems kind of odd to me. And why did they get Daisy Instagram taken down? Again, that one they're just going to deny and say it wasn't them. So, but the first, really, the crux of it are the major points, the things I put down as major points. Not addressed at all. Not a single one of the actual criticisms that the YouTube community, the Fresh and Fit are making has actually been addressed. What they did is what they always do is they created a red herring, they created a straw man and argued against a straw man. I mean, they literally spent 10 minutes convincing the audience that she had plastic surgery. Everyone knew that. They spent 5 to 7 minutes talking about how she got an abortion and showing the proof of that. She admitted that herself. Like, yeah, I mean, this is just typical of Fresh and Fit strategy, which is just kind of obfuscate, argue against a straw man, not address any of the points. I have yet to see them address why did Fresh lie about paying for the bracelet? Why did Fresh do the exact opposite of what you guys teach, which is taking a 304 seriously and being cool with a girl who's allegedly cheating on him by posting thirst trap photos to her Instagram and many, many more. So none of those were addressed. But yeah, I mean, just